I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When you were a child, did you know that you wanted to serve in the Navy, or did you decide that later?
Well, it took time because don't forget the war started in 1941, and I was still a young child, but not that young child. I was in the teenagers then. So then, yes, I did know I wanted to serve for my country, yes.
So, what battles did you fight in on the USS Missouri? You had Okinawa and Iwo Jima. Were there any other real big battles you had?
Well, no, outside we didn't shell. We had finished late ago. Okinawa, Korea.
Yeah, Korea.
Yeah, and then Iwo Jima.
Iwo Jima. So you remember sitting, and you remember the entire surrender ceremony. You know exactly where you were and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's a great thing. How was the feeling like during the ceremony? It was just.
Well, it was just glad it's all over and all this. You know, everybody figured we were going to be going home. You know, war is not a nice thing. You know, it's something that we do to protect our country, though.
End of the war. Can you tell us about the surrender on the ship? How was the feeling on the ship? Because it was the only ship that.
Well,
that
you can see the pictures of all those guys. We were dressed up. I was dressed up in whites, you know, and all the officers had khaki, but they were dressed up in khaki. So they were all pretty well set up, and then the officers, and where I was at was up because I had a white uniform. I couldn't be down where the brown uniforms were. I had to be up here with the rest of the guys. Some guys got up on top of the guns. I couldn't get there, so I was about here someplace. But I could see directly them coming aboard our ship, as you can probably see.
Which picture can we see?
Yeah, where were you?
Oh no, this is the Missouri going to Hawaii, and this is the Missouri. This is the USS Missouri is in Hawaii, so they built a berth for it right over there, and the Arizona sits right here. The Arizona was one of the ships that December 7, 1941 was sunk. Okay.
Which one shows where you were, and we'll put it on the screen.
They're up in here like this and there.
That one.
Yeah.
So this war was so
Way up
long
in the
ago.
top.
He knows exactly where he was.
Yeah, right over there someplace.
He
Yeah,
was
right
sitting up
there.
there.
One, right?
So that picture right there, he got off the internet. That's on Google. You know, that's what's in the history books.
Yeah.
And this is the same exact picture that he took with his own camera in 1944, 45.
Yeah, 45, 1945.
How was the feeling on the ship the second the Japanese
Jubilant, very
finished?
jubilant. They were happy.
Jubilant.
Oh yeah. Yep, the ship crew was very, very jubilant. In fact, I think that you could hear an ovation, you know. Finally signed, you know, when Nimitz signed that document. Nimitz signed it for us. MacArthur was standing next to me. There was something between MacArthur and the president at the time, so that's why Nimitz signed it. You study your history, you may find something about that. It was called a VA loan. So I went to Coyne Electrical School in Chicago, Illinois. That's where I learned to be an electrician. Everything. So right after that, somebody gave me a phone call, told me they need me to go to Korea. So off I went to Camp Pendleton. Yes?
What are those medals and pins for?
Oh, the various ones, if I can try to remember them, are for service that you get, like for Korean veterans. And those 3 stars signify the ship that had started in shelling Iwo Jima, Okinawa, and so forth to save the lives, you know, of other ones, you know. Okinawa was the hardest one for Marines, if you know that. Study up a little bit. That was pretty tough for them. So then, like I said, then I went into the United States Marine Corps, and I went out to Korea. I was 20 years of age. I was known as a forward observer, which means myself, all I had was a carbine and
A carbine is a rifle.
rifle,
Like a
yeah,
rifle.
and a radio. And with this, I was able to protect my Marine buddies before they got up on that hill. I had 4.2 mortars. I used to take a radio in, tell them to practice shots where I thought it would be safer, that the enemy might want to come up that hill and attack our guys. So that was my job, top like that.
So the next question?
When were those photos of you taken over there?
This photo right here, when was it taken?
That's when I first got into the United States Navy and they take pictures of you.
When?
Yeah, that was me at 17 years of age.
That was 1943.
44.
44.
Yes, I was, November 9, 1944, I became 17, so I was able to get my mother to sign the papers and I would go in. And then we didn't leave, it takes time for them to get all the paperwork, so it was March before I went to Sampson, New York for training.
What about this picture right here during the Marine Corps? When
That's
was
the
that
United
taken?
States Marine Corps, because you see, I've already got my battle strap with some of these guys. I was permitted to wear those with my uniform. I didn't need no permission, but I did get it, that's it.
So we have one more question.
Do you still have your suit that you?
So do you have your uniform, the Marine uniform?
No,
The
not
Navy?
like this.
No.
The uniform we wore were like well, fatigue. That's what it was. And then you had, because we were in Korea, it was pretty darn cold. I used to wake up in my sleeping bag and go like this in here, brush the snow away, you know. It was cold. We didn't wear our boots because we needed to keep them dry. So I kept them, we call them Mickey Mouse boots, they're big ugly things. Yeah, and I put them down the end of the sleeping bag to keep them warm. So when I needed to get up and get out, I had to move, not just wait, because when they tell you at battle stations, you move. Protect the other brothers, it's dry all in.
They sent you. Were you ever scared while you were serving during the wars?
No.
You were never
I hate
scared?
to say that, I had no fear whatsoever. That's the way I was born, I guess. You know, just, you can't have a fear, you know, you have to be able to accomplish whatever your duties were. I had no fear. I wasn't worried about anything really, and I'd come close. As you young children know, I'm thankful for your letters. Boy, did you bring me through on that one. So I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, so of your entire time serving throughout, World War II and Korea and your entire military career, what was your favorite memory?
I guess being discharged.
So when you were on the USS Missouri in World War II, and you got the word that Japan surrendered after all the stuff that had happened, were you surprised?
I think we were, yeah. I think
Yeah.
we were kind of surprised because we didn't know why we were pulled out of Tokyo Bay. And so we found out later that what it was, they had dropped the bombs.
After they had signed the surrender papers, did you guys go straight back to the States?
No, I think we still had some other duty to do.
Did you know how the war started? Like why they bombed Pearl Harbor?
To the best of my knowledge, I don't think anybody really knows why Japan decided to attack Pearl Harbor. Because if you look at your history, it was Sunday, and it was morning, everybody was getting ready for breakfast, and so forth. So nobody suspected the Japanese would attack our country. None. So it was a pretty big surprise.
What were the living conditions like? What was the sleeping conditions?
You gotta be funny. You guys don't know what it's like to live on this ship, but there's a funny part about it. You have beds? You have beds, right? Good for you. We didn't have no beds. No, we had one of those, a hammock or bunk bed. And you don't want to know about some other comforts of home. We didn't have a bathroom like you guys do. No, we had what is known as a latrine, and it was as long as your table is, and all you guys could be sitting there, and this water would be rushing in there, cleaning out whatever happened.
What brought you to New Mexico?
What brought you to New Mexico?
Oh, there she is. And I had these guys. There's one right there, and there's her, and the other one's in Colorado. They were 7, 9, and 11, I believe, right? And I'm just a stepfather, so I stepped in to help them all out.
We've been married 4 years.
They are. I'm very, very proud of all of them. Wanted to surprise you all with something that I would like to and Mrs. Mitchell that started you to know about what the USS Missouri is. So, I built you a ship. Thank you. And that's the record today. Everything is on it that you need to know about it, how the surrender was and the ship.
You built that
So I'll
100%
turn this
yourself.
around anyway. This is the aft part of the ship. It's the bow. I was right in there in the middle. See those little guns here on the side? Those are the 5-inch guns that I had to take and make sure they fired.
What did you make it out of?
Well, this is all, this young fella here, my little grandson, he decided to give me a kit. Okay, and in this kit was this guy. And it was all in pieces, so you have to put it together, assemble it. And that's what I did, I assembled it. I'm sorry. I think thank you all personally that sent me letters to get me here. Well, I thank you very much for that. I'm very appreciative.
Well, we have a surprise for you.
Oh, beautiful. I want to see you continue those beautiful things. I want you to be thankful to people and just be happy, okay? And that's the best part you can have in life. Ooh! Underwear.
Now you're an official Enchanted Hills Mustang.
I want you guys to know that when he was really sick in the hospital, remember that story was in the Observer, and then he got really, really sick, and he's had like 2 operations since then. He would read your letters in the hospital. And he got really sick, and we thought we were gonna lose him. And he said, I'm getting out to go see those kids. You meant the world. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you. And you know that Miss Mitchell here is a wonderful, wonderful teacher. She read about an observer, and then she thought, hey, this would be a good subject. And there she goes, that's why you guys know it.
But do you know the truth is, I didn't come up with that idea. They did.
What did
They wanted to learn
Oh,
about.
thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Beautiful. You made me the happiest guy in the world. This is my grandson. This is my grandson.
Oh, yeah. 1, 2, big cheese.
Yay.
When my son
Seriously,
What is the seal that's on it? What is that?
the,
That's
yeah,
where it was
yeah,
taken.
yeah. That would
That's
be
that
taken there.
spot.
Yeah,
And it says,
yeah. Well, it was put in after they left, you know. There it
this
is,
is a piece
see?
of the ship.
There it is right there, see? That's exactly where that was put, right over there.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
It's full.
Don't ever be afraid of anything.
And that gift
Just
card
do
says
it.
Target, but
These are the stuff
Sure.
that's on like.
I would say straight
Yeah,
back to
yeah,
eleven.
look it up on Google.
you
You did
You
great.
think we could okay?
Yeah, you did awesome.
Still really love it. I sign autographs.
Yeah, you did awesome.